Hello students, welcome to Shiv Physical Science Zone. In today's class, we are going to revise and understand the important concepts of changes around us through very short answer questions and application based questions. So observe each question carefully, think about the answer and let's begin. Let's start now. What is non-periodic change? A non-periodic change is a change that does not repeat itself at regular interval of time. It occurs only once or irregularly it will occur. Candle burns, candle melts and candle gets finished. This change is non-periodic and it does not repeat, so it is non-periodic change. What type of change takes place when a cake is baked? A chemical change takes place when a cake is baked because a new substance is formed with a different taste, color and smell is formed. Cake. So a new substance is formed, so it is chemical change. Name the change when a glass jar accidentally falls from your hand and breaks. The change when a glass jar is accidentally falls from your hand and breaks is a physical change. There is no new substance is formed. No new substance is formed, only shape changes, so it is a physical change. What happens if a cube of ice is left out on a saucer? On a saucer, if you left out as it is, what happens? If a cube of ice is left out on a saucer, it melts and changes into water. It is a physical change. Ice changes into water on its own, and it is a natural change and it is a physical change. What is solidification? Solidification is the process in which the liquid changes into solid on cooling. Okay, liquid wax changes into solid on cooling. This process is called solidification. What is periodic change? Periodic changes are the changes that repeats themselves at regular intervals of time. Example, day and night, formation of day and night, changes of season, phases of the moon, these are all come under periodic changes. What is volatile liquid? A volatile liquid is a liquid that evaporates, that changes into vapor state very easily at room temperature. Example, nail polish remover, spirit, perfume, even your petrol. These are all volatile liquids. Okay, when it is kept open, it just directly converts into vapor. Name the two solids which sublime. Two solids that sublime are camphor and naphthalene balls. Okay, on heating, the solids directly converted into vapor, so they will be called as sublime. Name some undesirable changes. Rusting of iron, boiling of food, spoiling of food, not boiling, spoiling, tearing of cloths, pollution of air and water. These are all come under through factories like that. Okay, spoilage of food, these are all come under undesirable changes. Why is burning of paper a permanent change? Burning of a paper is a permanent change because a new substance called ash is formed. The paper cannot be changed back into paper, okay, from ash. So it is an irreversible change, and once again it is a chemical change. Next one. A piece of wire turns red on heating, regain its original color on cooling. What is the change which takes place? When it regain original change, it is called as physical change. The change which a substance changes on heating and get back to the original change is called physical change. What kind of change is represented by the freezing of lakes and ponds in cold countries? It is also a physical change. Okay, because water changes into ice on cooling and the ice changes back into water on heating. No new substance is formed. In both the cases, we have only H2O molecules in water and even in ice. What is crystallization? Crystallization is a process in which dissolved substance, I mean solute, is obtained back in the form of crystals. Suppose salt is dissolved in water Salt of crystallization means the water gets evaporated and remaining salt will be obtained after evaporation, salt crystals, that is what we call it as crystallization, okay, by the evaporation of solvent. Large amount of the content which is present in the solution is called solvent, less amount we call it as solute. Total combined together to form solution. What is an irreversible change? An irreversible change is a change that cannot be reversed to get back the original substance or state. Once done, it cannot be undone. What is an exothermic reaction? What is an exothermic reaction? Exothermic reaction is a chemical reaction in which heat is released to the surroundings. Give two examples of fast changes. Changes that happen quickly are called fast changes. Bursting of a balloon, bursting of matchstick, bursting of cracker, bursting of a cycle tube or bicycle car tube, whatever it may be. Give two examples of reversible changes, changes that can be undone to get back to the original, that is melting of ice from ice and freezing of water, evaporation of water and condensation of water. Give two examples of slow changes, changes that takes long time to occur is called slow change. Example, rusting of iron and growth of plant from the seed. Give two examples of an irreversible changes that cannot be undone, they cannot get back. We call it as irreversible changes. Boiling of egg, frying or boiling, baking of a cake. Okay. Next, is there any change in shape, in the shape of an eraser after erasing a pencil mark? Yes, there is a change in shape. This is physical change. The new eraser, when it is erased, so the edges of this eraser is going to be changed. Okay, only shape is changed, so no new substance is formed here after erasing with the pencil, erasing the pencil mark. So no new substance is formed here. So this is a physical change. Write down whether the following changes are fast or slow. Drying of painted furniture on a rainy day is a slow change. It takes many hours for paint to dry completely because on a rainy day we get more moisture in the air. Next, growing old in age is a slow change. Young boy to become old, it takes lot of years. And switching on the bulb of an electric bulb is a fast change. Immediately it happens. Identify physical and chemical change. Nina eats cake. Cake is chemical change. Rajan separates apples. It is physical change. Ravi beats eggs. Beating of egg is a physical change. And the milk turned into sour, curd or whatsoever. So that is chemical change. List below are some changes, classify them. Melting of ice cream is an undesirable change. Ice cream cannot be used after it melts, okay, it is unable to eat. And desalination of seawater, this is desirable change. When we get fresh water from seawater, so salt content is going to be removed, so seawater getting converted into fresh water, that is desalination. Salt content in the water is going to be removed. It is a desirable change. Drying of cloths is a desirable change. Wet cloths becomes dry on a sunny day. Floods due to excessive rain, it's an undesirable change. Okay. Next, what are slow and fast changes? Slow changes, growth of plant growing old is slow change. Fast changes, bursting of balloon and bursting of cracker, lightening of matchstick. What happens when iron objects are exposed to air? Iron objects get rusted when they are exposed to air. Iron react with oxygen in the air and in the presence of moisture. A new substance called rust is formed on the surface of iron. This is slow and undesirable change because rust weakens the iron and damage the iron. Okay, rust weakens the strength of an iron. So it is an undesirable change. If you collect the wax that melted from the candle, can you convert it into a candle again? If yes, how? Yes, we can convert into candle again. Melted wax is cooled in a mold or in a bowl whatsoever. It solidifies and takes the shape of a mold. It becomes candle again. This is a physical and reversible changes. In mold we are going to keep it, just like somewhat ice cream cups type. How is milk preserved from spoiling by harmful bacteria? Milk is boiled at high temperature. This kills the harmful bacteria. Then milk is cooled and stored in refrigerator. This keeps the milk fresh for longer time. Define the term sublimation. Sublimation is the change in which solid changes directly into gas or vapor without changing to liquid. Example, camphor, naphthalene balls, they change directly into vapor. What is meant by no liquid is formed during sublimation? Remember that. What is meant by condensation? Condensation is a change in which the gas changes into liquid on cooling. Water vapor is in the air, cools down and changes into tiny droplets of water in the form of rain. Okay children, thank you one and all. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Keep go on. Okay, bye children. We'll meet in the next class.